Welcome to Gemara Academy. In this class, we'll learn Tosfos Dibra Maschel, Hasam Delavikir Shabbos, Avis Tani, V'Toldis Le Tani. Let's begin by first seeing what part of the Gemara Tosfos will address. Tosfos will address the first answer that the Gemara presented to explain why our Mishnah counts 8 cases of Eitzah, whereas the Mishnah in Shavuos only counts 4 cases of Eitzah. And the Gemara said that Hasam the Lavikir Shabbosu Avis Tani V'Toldis Le Tani. Over there, since it's not the main place to discuss the topic of Shabbos, it teaches the Avis of Yitziyah, of Eitzah, but not the Toldos. Hacha the Ikar Shabbosu Tani Avis V'Tani Toldos. Here, Masechta Shabbos, where it's the main place to discuss the topic of Shabbos, it teaches the Avis of Eitzah and the Toldos. Tosfos will ask, if that's the case, then why is it that by Tzaras, when the Mishnah in Shavuos counts the cases of Tzaras, Maris Negoyim, it's a Shnaim Shein Arba, it includes the Avis as well as the Toldos. If it's not the main place to discuss the topic of Tzaras, it belongs in a Masechta on its own, so then why is it that it counts the Toldos of Tzaras? Let's see it in the flowchart now. The Gemara answered, Hasam the Lavikir Shabbos, Avis Tani, V'Toldis Le Tani. Over there, since it's not the main place to discuss the topic of Shabbos, the Avis it teaches, however the Toldos it does not teach. So Tosfos asks, but by Tzaras it also counts the Toldos, because by Tzaras there are 2 that are 4. What are the 2? The first 2 are the stronger whites, and each one has a white that's a little weaker than it, and they're called Toldos. So if it's not the main place to discuss the topic of Tzaras, it shouldn't count the Toldos. And Tosfos answers a very simple answer, which is the Toldos of Tzaras are not the same as the Toldos of Eitzah. By Eitzah, the Av was performed in the Mishkan, and the Av is written in the Torah. However, the Tolda is something that we learn out from the Av. On the other hand, by Tzaras, both the Av and the Tolda are actually written in the Torah. The only reason why it's called a Tolda is because there's a stronger white and a weaker white. It's, so to speak, a Tolda of the stronger one. It's a little weaker than it, but it's actually written clearly in the Torah. As we mentioned in one of the previous classes, that when the Torah says Sapachas, it teaches us that each one of the 2 Tzaras that the Torah does speak about has another Tzaras that's a little less white than it. So to summarize, the Mishnah Masechta Shavuos is not the main place to talk about Shabbos, neither is it the main place to talk about Tzaras. And therefore, it'll only count the primary things of Shabbos and the primary things of Tzaras. As a result, by Shabbos, where the Toldos are secondary, they're not counted. On the other hand, by Tzaras, where the Toldos are not secondary, they're written in the Torah just as the Avis are, it does count the Toldos.